Hey there, it's Beth, owner of Homegrown Fitness. I am an exercise physiologist, and today I'm going to take you through one of my half kneeling stretches, dynamic movements from upper body spinal mobility to stretching out the lower half. I love this stretch. And you can do many different things in a half kneeling position, so why not practice dynamic movement in it? So what you'll need is just a dowel stick and a knee pad. You can also use a yoga block. I just find the knee pad is much more comfortable on my knee. So coming down into a half kneeling, so I'm going to be sideways first. When you're in a half kneeling position, first thing I always want to set you up into a good pelvic tilt. So we can be in a half kneeling, but we could be resting here. So my hip could be popped. So I'm not engaging this glute. My oblique is tightened. I want to get you nice and solid in a half kneeling position. So you're getting the proper muscles going and loosened and activated. So first things first, I want you to push that hip in and get it nice and neutral here. Notice how my front knee is slightly angled outward and my back knee to ankle to toe is nice and straight. Now, coming sideways here, I may have straightened this up, but now I need to straighten up my anterior pelvic tilt. I want to make sure I'm in a nice tuck. And the minute that you tuck, you should be feeling this part of your abdomen engage and that nice deep pull through the front of your thigh quad. Now, as I'm in this position, I'm just going to take my dowel stick and I'm going to place it on the front of my shoulders, right? And rest them in that like front rack carry position. We're going to start with some spinal twisting. So I'm going to just add a nice rotation here and nothing is moving except my upper body. Okay, so I don't want to move this part because this part is stationary. We're getting that stretch. We're activating. We're trying to stabilize everything from the lower half while the upper half is moving. Now, in everyday life, our spine is meant to twist and bend and flex and extend. So I want to add that in during my mobility practices. So if I'm going to rotate, I'm also going to maybe add a little bow. Now I'm bending. So when I am lifting outside in the real world, I call it real world, you may not have the best form and technique, but you've been practicing with good posture and technique and muscle engagement in the gym. So your chances of getting injured should be a lot lower. So we are just doing a spinal rotation in a half kneeling position, adding in some nice bends here through the spine. So then we would switch sides, again, coming into that pelvic tilt, rotating, bending, bowing, getting that nice stretch, rotating again, bending, bowing. And you're going to find one side might be a little tighter as you're here, but doing at least 10 repetitions of just this exercise. Now you can actually advance it and progress it using maybe a sandbag or a Viper. You could also use like one of those water jug aqua. I can't remember the name of them, but they're like a jug filled with water. You can practice with those, and that's going to create some of that instability, making you have to fire here. We can also add in some leans if you wanted in that half kneeling. I also like to take it into an adductor stretch, okay? So as I'm holding my dowel stick in that rack carry position, one leg is going to come out to the side. I'm coming into that hinge. So we've practiced our hinge with the stick here because it all comes through that hip. Now I'm taking my dowel stick to my shoulders and I'm going to add that rotation. I'm going to come back up. So now I'm firing this hamstring and glute while I'm stretching my inner thigh and giving myself some mobility through the upper body. So imagine adding a sandbag to this movement and doing this with a traveling lunge. Imagine what muscles are being fired, how your heart rate is increasing, the dynamic movement that's being applied, and the coordination of everything flowing together. It's just that alone is going to make you so much stronger for what you do outside at work, what you do in the yard, better equipped for raking leaves now that it's fall, or shoveling snow, or apple picking, or just playing outside in the yard with your kids or grandkids. So applying more dynamic and mobility exercises into your everyday routine is just going to better prepare you for everything else. If you have any questions about these movements or want to take it to that next step, please follow for more exercise tutorials or send me an email in the description below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.